Okay. Hello and welcome everyone to the April 2020 TDL Member Forum. We're glad that you have joined us today. I'm Kristi Park. I'm the director of the Texas Digital Library, and I'm joined by some of my TDL colleagues today. Courtney Mumma, our deputy director, Nick Woodward, our senior software engineer, and Leah DeForest, our communications manager, and also by a few of our members who will share some announcements in our community update section. A couple of reminders as we start. If you have questions, please feel free to use the chat window for those. You can also download the slides in the Files pod in the bottom of the screen. And as I said, we are recording this, so you'll be able to access it on the TDL YouTube channel later on. This is our agenda, and we'll follow the usual format, starting with some updates from me, and then proceeding to our services and projects, and then have some announcements from and about our community. We'll end the forum with open floor for Q&A. All right, so TDL staff have this week entered our 5th week of working full-time remote, and I'm sure most of you are in similar circumstances, having spent several weeks now working in a radically different way from what you're used to. And I hope that each of you are staying healthy and safe during the pandemic and taking care of yourselves while you continue the important work of universities and academic libraries. We've pulled together a handful of resources that may be useful to you on our COVID-19 resource page, which is linked to in this slide. It's that last link on the slide. The resources include links to some free trainings that we have available, details about upcoming meetings and webinars that we invite you to attend, and also some slides from a discussion we had last month that Dr. Bruce Herbert from Texas A&M and Kelly Visnack from UT Arlington led for us, where they discussed the quick transition that all of our universities have been making from traditional to online teaching. The first link on this slide is to resources from that meeting, and I hope you'll take advantage of those. I want to also thank Kelly and Bruce for their efforts in pulling that together so quickly. The idea for it came out in our forum from last month, actually. Additionally, I want to remind you that TDL staff are continuing to support all of our hosted services and working hard to keep things running smoothly during this time. The open content that we support through our digital repositories and open journals is more important now than ever. So if you or any of your colleagues run into technical difficulties, please submit a ticket via our help desk. And please email us at info@tdl.org with any other questions that you might have along the way. I'm really grateful to all of our TDL staff and also for you. I'm proud of the work that all of our members always are doing, but especially so this past month. I've also really enjoyed getting to see many of our members and partners at our weekly Hangouts, which we started exactly 1 month ago today. And we hope you'll join us again this afternoon between 1 and 2 for our 4th weekly TDL Hangout. There's no agenda for these meetings, and you can pop in and out at any time during the hour to say a quick hello or stay and visit for a while. And if you haven't attended one before, this is a great way to just check in with your colleagues around the state and share what's going on in your world and in your job, and just take a break from the grind. We've spent some time sharing coping tactics in this meeting and heard about how other libraries and universities are handling things, but we also have had some very excellent and very important conversations about things like Animal Crossing and Tiger King, and we've gotten to see lots of excellent dogs and cats and plants and even bunnies, not to mention many folks' adorable kiddos. So we hope you'll keep joining us for this as long as it's fun or helpful to you. It certainly has been both those things for me the last few weeks. And finally, before I hand it off to Leah, I just want to make a note about our webinar recordings of late. Some of you may have noticed that it's taking longer than usual for these forum recordings and other webinar recordings to get posted to our YouTube channel, and we're really sorry about that delay. We're working hard to resolve it, but some of them may not be posted until we're back in our offices on the UT Austin campus. This is due to some idiosyncrasies in the platform we're using right now, Adobe Connect. One of the changes we're thinking about is moving away from Adobe Connect for webinars and monthly forums and use Zoom instead. But there are some pros and cons to either option, so we're weighing those right now, and we'll make sure to announce any changes in the location of these meetings in a timely manner so you're able to make the switch. But in short, please bear with us while we're working on these technical issues with our recordings. We will continue to make the slides available in the repository and hope you'll feel free to email us at info@tdl.org if you have any specific questions or concerns. And with that, I am going to hand it off to Leah to kick us off on our services and project updates.
Hey, thanks, Kristi, and good morning, everyone. This is Leah DeForest. I'm the Communications Manager with Texas Digital Library, and I'm really excited to share a new project with you. I'm going to paste a link into chat before I start talking at you so you have a chance to follow along with me. So, we're really excited to announce a project called Find 5, and this will showcase the digital collections of TDL's member institutions and hopefully encourage non-digital library staff to engage with some of the digital content that's in your repositories. This project is open to any staff member or student working in a TDL member institution. And so here's the idea. You and your colleagues, you go to your digital collections in your institutional repositories, and you find up to 5 different items that you think would make a great online exhibit. Then you send us your finds anytime between right now and May 15th, and we have a Google form that's on the website. Then, if you could, as you're going along or after you finished, invite your colleagues to participate. And again, we especially encourage you to invite your colleagues who do not normally engage with your institution's digital collections to give them a chance to not only see what's happening at the institutional scale, but also just give them a chance to understand a little bit more about your work. So then after that, once we get your 5, we're going to publish the exhibit on our website as soon as they start rolling in. And I'm going to paste another link here. We have an example going so you can see what we will make those blog posts look like. So we'll publish the exhibit on our website, and then we will be promoting those widely via email and on our social media channels. So again, all members are invited. This is any library and archive staff or graduate student or undergrad student working in a TDL member library. There's no limit to the number of staff from each institution, so all y'all from all your institutions can jump in. And again, we just really want to especially encourage some of your colleagues who might not normally engage with the digital collections. So you can find more details and directions on how to get started on our website, and the link that I posted in chat is also linked on the slide. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please feel free to email me directly, and I'd be happy to help out. And I hope you take advantage of this. It's really fun. I did it with TDL's collections, our TCDL proceedings, and I had a lot of fun picking out my 5. It was actually hard to find just 5. But anyway, that's it from me from now, and I'll hand it over to Courtney.
Thanks, Leah. I'm excited to see the themes that people pick on that Find 5. Of course, I want someone to pick cats, but that's just a personal preference. So I'm going to talk to you all about something else that we're doing that I'm excited about. We have partnered with the Society of Southwest Archivists for a free webinar discussion next Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. The registration address is there in the slide, but I'm going to also drop it over here into chat so it's easy for you to grab. So what we're doing in this conversation is talking to each other about how we are all adapting as archivists and special collections professionals to working at home. What we're asking is that our attendees review the Archivists at Home document that was created by the Accessibility and Disability section of the Society of American Archivists, and which has expanded quite a bit since when it was first released and announced a few weeks ago. And we're asking that attendees come ready to discuss strategies that they are deploying to adapt to the current realities in this pandemic response that are both discussed in that document and then others that are perhaps not included in the document. And so you'll see in the announcement that we sent out, we've got a link to a Google Doc for our notes as well. And anyone can go ahead and feel free once they've registered to jump into that notes document and start adding your strategies or things that you would like to discuss. I'll be hosting with Amy Rushing of UTSA as a representative of the Society of Southwest Archivists. And so I really look forward to seeing y'all next Monday and talking about what archives and special collections are doing right now. I also wanted to let you know about another call for feedback that went out last week. We had a quarterly meeting of our digital preservation users group, which is open quarterly to anyone, even those who are not using our digital preservation services. And during that meeting, we listed and went through some things that Texas Digital Library could host or sponsor in 2021 for Texas digital preservation practitioners. We found by talking with members during our service visits, site visits, and our census and getting feedback over the past year that there's a need for another digital preservation focused event in 2021, and we'd like to fill that need. We could actually do a combination of some of these things listed on the slide, but certainly we could do one of them. We're also open to other suggestions if you have them. If you have any ideas, please go ahead and pop them in chat. We can discuss them today during the Q&A, or you can email either me directly or email us at info@tdl.org. And I'll go ahead and hand it back to Leah.
Thanks, Courtney. So today, TDL members are invited to a free learning opportunity with the Open Textbook Network. And this opportunity is Pub 101, which is a free, it's very informal online orientation to open textbook publishing. And we'll explore together some of the first units of the OTN's publishing curriculum. And through this, it'll be cohort-based. We'll hear from colleagues who have worked in open textbook publishing projects and what they've learned. And anyone on your textbook team is invited to participate. So it's not exclusive just for librarians, but your fellow librarians, faculty, any TAs, instructional designers, bookstore folks, anyone is invited as long as you're a TDL member. So sessions are Wednesday, starting today, at I think 3 p.m. Central. And if you're interested in joining Pub 101, email me and I can send you the details to log in, and hope to see many of you later today. So now we're going to start our community update section, and to kick off, I'll hand things over to Shannon Willis and Jerrell Jones.
Thanks, Leah. Yeah, so this is Shannon Willis from the University of North Texas, and I'm here with Jerrell Jones from the University of Houston. And the TDL Imaging Group was able to hold its, hold its first meetup on March 9th and 10th, just before everything shut down. We had 26 people register for the event, 22 people attended the first day of activities, and 16 people attended the second day. The tours on the second day did have limited space, so those 16 people in attendance didn't mean we were at capacity for that day. On day one, Monday, March 9th, we were generously hosted by the University of Houston. We conducted a 2-hour guided roundtable discussion, a 2-hour informal tips and tricks session, and we received a tour of the U of H digitization spaces. Lunch was provided on the first day thanks to funding from the University of Houston and the University of North Texas. And on day 2, Tuesday, March 10th, we were given tours of the digitization spaces at the Menil Collection and the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. And we were very pleased with the response we got to the event, both in terms of interest, attendance, and feedback received.
Yeah, so this meeting took place with the expectation that we would be meeting again at CTDL 2020 in person to continue our conversations. It was great that we were able to still meet and support each other this year in light of the current circumstances. As is the case with many of our valued Texas meetings and conferences, the connections that were made during this meeting could quite easily result in valuable research and collaborations to bolster the collective digitization effort in the state of Texas. The conversations could have easily stretched past our allotted lunch hour and break times, and that was exciting to experience alone, especially for a first meeting of this kind. Digitization professionals from various backgrounds, art museums, research centers, academic libraries, and more, were able to compare and contrast their work to uncover commonalities that point towards the need of continuing these conversations both in-line and in person when we can, hopefully as soon as possible. The tips and tricks session was valuable because it illustrated quite clearly that the answers to the participants' long-standing digitization challenges were in the same room through their Texas colleagues, and that was also very exciting to let people know that these answers to what you've been struggling with in digitization are right here in this great state. So let's really pursue that through this group. And so I think that the participants were able to get a better understanding of that. Anonymous polls used during the roundtable discussions were extremely useful at determining how many professionals were dealing with the exact same issue, which laid the groundwork for discussions geared towards actual challenges and their solutions. And lastly, the tours at University of Houston, the Menil Collection, and the Museum of Fine Arts Houston all provided attendees a window into how other institutions are doing similar work, allowing members to see diverse approaches to the imaging of cultural heritage objects.
This event continued the conversation around digitization happening in Texas and brought together our budding imaging community, and we hope to have many more like it in the future. If you attended the event but have yet to fill out the post-event survey, you can still do so. The survey should still be open, and we will use your feedback to improve the group and future meetups. And now I'll hand it over to Courtney.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick note, but first I want to thank Shannon and Jerrell, and thanks especially for taking pictures. That looks like it was a really great event, and you got in there right before everything started shutting down. So as some of you might know, I'm the chair of the NDSA's DigiPrez 2020 in Baltimore, and I just wanted to alert you all that the deadline for the call for proposals has been extended to May 11th. So we have adjusted that by about 2 weeks. So feel free to dive in and make a proposal. We'd be happy to see you there in Baltimore. And next up is TDL's Nick Woodward.
Thank you, Courtney. I just wanted to mention a few things. I attended the annual Code for Lib conference in Pittsburgh last month. Speaking of happening before everything shut down, it was held from March 8th to the 11th. The conference has been held annually since 2006, and it brings together developers, technologists, and increasingly folks whose primary focus isn't technology to discuss technology issues in the library space. The pre-conference workshops included such topics as user experience, machine learning, static website generation, and open source search for digital collections. The executive director of libraryfreedom.org, Allison Macrina, gave an excellent opening keynote address on surveillance technologies and protecting our rights in the Internet of Things era. And Dr. Allison Langmead gave an excellent closing keynote where she discussed the importance of programming mentorship and collaboration in the digital library community. There are many more great presentations that I can't mention now, and I encourage everyone to scan the program and read some of the titles and descriptions to find topics they're interested in. All of the sessions were recorded, and the videos are available on YouTube, as you can see on these links. But I wanted to mention a few that were particularly relevant to the work that we do at TDL. Jennifer Colt presented on issues related to maintaining a software stack after migration to a new architecture, which is something that we see on an annual basis. Mike Jerrell and Aaron Collier discussed the tools and techniques that Stanford uses to collaborate and communicate with stakeholders. Particularly of relevance to us as they are a remote team, and so that was very informative. Kate Doey argued for holistically redesigning our library systems to take into account the ways that race, gender, and wealth impact our products and communities in the digital library space. Andromeda Yelton drew on an experience from her own team to present on how to defend against denial of service attacks. And finally, Stefano Cosu discussed the J. Paul Getty Trust process to refactor their large technology stack to support upcoming digitization projects and serve up IIIF media. I could go on, but I encourage everyone to take a look at the program and the recordings of the conference. The conference makes a concerted effort to incorporate all perspectives and approaches from a wide range of folks in the library technology space, in the hopes that everyone will find something for them in the program. If and when this conference happens again, I highly recommend attending. And I will pass it back to Courtney, Leah.
Thanks, Nick. I think we're going to hand it off to Adrian Shapiro now.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, you sound good.
Oh, excellent. Okay, great. Well, thanks for having me. The CTLC conference would have been held at the Black Huey Library on August 7th, but we're moving it online, and we're excited about that. The registration is now free, and our call for proposals has been extended to the end of May. Our theme this year is Visions of Innovation and Collaboration, and we're hoping to share presentations on innovative changes made within libraries and collaborative projects among library staff and their communities. So we hope to see you all there. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. We really appreciate that update. So we wanted to share this with y'all. Alexa Height, she's the ScholComm librarian with Texas A&M Corpus Christi and also chair of TDL's OJS user group, shared a conference announcement with us yesterday. The Kramer Copyright Conference hosted by the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs is moving online, and registration will be free. You can click on the link in the slide to visit the conference site and register. And thanks for sharing this with us, Alexa. We really appreciate getting these kinds of heads up, and then we can broadcast it to a wider community. And more free training. So TDL has an extensive catalog of recorded webinars, demos, and trainings available on our YouTube channel, from digital preservation to research data management to open journals. We just really encourage you to take time to catch up on trainings that you may have missed, and please be sure to share with any of your colleagues. There's a link to our YouTube channel there, and we have them organized by playlist, so if you just kind of want to binge research data management trainings, well, we have it set up for you that way. That is it for me, though, and I guess I'm going to hand things back to Kristi.
Thanks, Leah, and thanks everyone for participating and sharing so much great information today. We do have a couple minutes left for any questions, so if you have anything you want to ask or let the community know, you can put that in chat right now. I'll wait a few more seconds to see if anybody has any questions. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. It's good to connect with you, and hope we'll see you at 1 just after lunch today at our Hangout. Regardless, hope you have a great month and are staying safe and well, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody.